ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Hare Krishna everyone. We'll continue reading Teachings of Lord Chaitanya book, chapter 31 today. Chapter 31, the Supreme Perfection. Whatever he may be, whatever position he may have, if a person is fully conversant with the science of Krishna consciousness, he can become a bona fide spiritual master, initiator, or teacher of the science. In other words, the capability of becoming a bona fide spiritual master depends on his sufficient knowledge of the science of Krishna consciousness. It doesn't depend on a particular position in society or of birth. This conclusion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not against the Vedic injunction. On the strength of this conclusion, Lord Chaitanya, previously known as Viswambar, accepted a spiritual master, Ishwarpuri, who was a sannyasi. Similarly, Lord Nityanand Prabhu also accepted as his spiritual master Madhavendra Puri, another sannyasi. This Madhavendra Puri, as his spiritual master, this Madhavendra Puri is also known as Lakshmipati Tirtha. Sri Advaita Acharya also accepted this Madhavendra Puri as his spiritual master. Similarly, another great Acharya, Sri Rasikananda, accepted as his spiritual master Sri Shyamananda, who was not born of a Brahmana family. So also, Ganganaran Chakravarti accepted as a spiritual master Narottam Das Thakur. In ancient days, there was a hunter whose name was Dharma, who became the spiritual master of many people. There are plain instruction in Mahabharata and Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto 11th chapter, in which it is stated that a person should be accepted either a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya or a Shudra by his personal qualification and not by birth. And if such personal qualification become applicable to a person who is born in a family outside the ordinary field of his actual qualification, he should be accepted by his personal qualification alone. For example, if a man is born of a Brahmana family, but his personal qualification is that of a Sudra, then he should be accepted as a Sudra. Similarly, if a person is born of a Sudra family, but his personal characteristics are those of a Brahmana, he should be accepted as a Brahmana. All Shastric injunctions and the version of great sages and authorities and their practical behavior as well establish that a bona fide spiritual master is not necessarily of the caste Brahmana class. The only qualification is that he must be conversant in the science of Krishna consciousness. This will make him perfectly eligible to become a spiritual master. That is the conclusion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his discussion with Ramanand Roy. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas, there is the statement that if there is a bona fide spiritual master born of a Brahmana family and another who is qualified but born of a Sudra family, one should accept the spiritual master who is born of the Brahmana family and not of the Sudra family. This statement is somewhat of a compromise in social understanding, but is not meant for spiritual understanding. For persons who prefer to count social status as more important than spiritual status, this injunction of the Hari Bhakti Vilas is applicable, but not for the person who are spiritually serious. For a person spiritually serious, the instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that anyone Never mind what he is. If he is conversant with Krishna, Krishna science must be accepted as the spiritual master. There are many injunctions in the Padma Purana which state as follows. A highly elevated, spiritually advanced devotee of the Lord is always a first class devotee and therefore he is a spiritual master. But a highly elevated person born in a Brahmana family who is not a devotee of the Lord cannot be a spiritual master. A person born in a Brahmana family may be conversant with all the rituals of the Vedic scripture, but if he is not a pure devotee of the Lord, he cannot be a spiritual master. In all the Shastras, the chief qualification of a bona fide spiritual master is that he must be a qualified person conversant in the science of Krishna. Lord Chaitanya therefore requested Ramanandra to go on teaching him and not to hesitate about speaking on the science of Krishna because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi in the renounced order of life. He requested him to go on speaking on the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Ramanand Roy then humbly submitted, because you are asking me to speak on the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, of course I must obey your order, and whatever you would like me to say, I'll speak in that way. Ramanand Roy humbly submitted himself as a puppet, and Lord Chaitanya was a puppeteer. So he wanted to dance according to the will of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He expressed that his tongue was just like a string instrument and you are the player of the string instrument. So as Lord Chaitanya would play, Ramananda would vibrate the sound. He said that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the source of all incarnations and the cause of all causes. There are innumerable Vaikuntha planets and there are innumerable incarnations and expansions of the Supreme Lord, and there are innumerable universe. He said that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the source of all incarnations and the cause of sorry. There are innumerable Vaikuntha planets and there are innumerable incarnations and expansions of the Supreme Lord, and there are innumerable universes also of all these existence. The Supreme Lord Krishna is the only source. His transcendental body is composed of eternity and blissfulness and knowledge, and he is known as the son of Maharaj Nanda or as the inhabitant of Golak Vrindavan. He is full with six opulences, namely all wealth, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. In the Brahma Samhita, 5th chapter, 1st verse, it is confirmed that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He is the Lord of all lords, and his transcendental body is Satchidananda. No one is the source of Krishna, but Krishna is the source of everything. He is the supreme cause of all causes. He is resident of Vrindavan and very attractive, just like Cupid. One can worship him by Kama Gayatri mantra. The description of Vrindavan is stated in the Brahma Samhita as follows. The transcendental land of Vrindavan is always spiritual. That spiritual land is full of goddess of fortune who are known as gopis, and they are all beloved of Krishna. And Krishna is the only lover of all those gopis. The trees of that land are all desert trees. You can have anything you want from any tree. The land is make of dust stone, and the water is nectar, and all speech is song, and all walking is dancing, and the constant companion is the flute. Everything is self illuminated, just as we experience the sun and the moon in this material world. I'll stop here. We'll continue reading tomorrow again. I'll just summarize what we have read today. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is discussing with Ramanand Roy, and it is mentioned that the capability of becoming a bona fide spiritual master depends upon his sufficient knowledge in the science of Krishna, that is Krishna consciousness, not on a position in society or like where he is born, like in what kind of family he is born. As per Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto 11th chapter, a person should be accepted as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra as per his personal qualification and not by birth. We see like the different spiritual masters. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted Iswarapuri as a spiritual master, then Nityanand Prabhu, Madhavendra Puri. Advaita Acharya also accepted Madhavendra Puri as a spiritual master, then Sri Rasikananda accepted Syamananda, Ganganaran Chakravarti accepted Narottam Das Thakur as a spiritual master. And we even read that a hunter became spiritual master of many people. So then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested Ramananda to speak about the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Then he explained Lord Krishna is the here Ramananda he he said like his tongue is kind of like an instrument string, and how the Lord will play it, it will be played accordingly. So he explained that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the cause of all causes, the source of all incarnations. His transcendental body is composed of eternity, blissful, and knowledge, that is Sachidanand, full with six opulences: all wealth, all strength, all beauty, all fame, all knowledge, and all renunciation. Uh, then we read like some part about Vrindavan also. Like in Brahma Samhita, 5th chapter, it confirms. But Brahma Samhita, 5th chapter, confirms about like what statements Ramananda gave about Lord Krishna, that is like full with six opulences, house cause of all causes. And Brahma Samhita also describes about Vrindavan, like Vrindavan is fully spiritual, full with goddess of fortune. Then the trees are like Drijati, water is nectar, all speech is song. The land is made up of touchstone, walking is dancing. So we'll continue reading more about Vrindavan tomorrow, and the constant companion is also a flute, it's mentioned. More about Vrindavan read tomorrow. I'll stop it.